CMS is an abbreviation for Content Management System, which is literally called a content management system. It is a system that allows you to easily create and operate a site just by posting from the management screen, without the need for knowledge of the system parts such as HTML knowledge and directory structure required when creating a website. Mail order sites and sites where breaking news and other information are important are required to constantly post and update new information. When updating content, if the frequency is low and the range is small, it is possible to rewrite and upload HTML and CSS each time. However, if the amount of information is large and there is a lot of content such as text and images to be updated, it will take man-hours, and the risk of making mistakes will increase. CMS plays an active role in such a case. Therefore, this time we will introduce the basic information of CMS, advantages and disadvantages, and points when introducing it. What is CMS? CMS, Content Management System, is literally called a content management system. A website consists of texts, images, videos, etc., but it refers to a system that integrates and systematically manages these digital contents, updates them, and distributes the contents. WordPress, which you have heard once, is also a CMS that is open to the public for free. Some people, like WordPress, may position CMS as a system for building a site rather than updating it. Originally, in order to create and operate a website, knowledge of HTML, directory structure, and other systematic parts was required. However, with CMS, it is no longer necessary to write code when creating a website, and it is now possible to easily create and operate a site simply by posting text and image content from the management screen. There are various types of CMS, such as WordPress, that can be used for general purposes, and EC3 is suitable for the operation of mail order sites. Large-scale CMS used by companies and local governments has various functions such as setting the publication period for each page, having a workflow for approving the publication of content, managing the version, etc. Some have functionality that assumes that management is performed by a large number of people instead of one person. CMS features. There are many types of CMS, but there are some common features as well. For example, it has the following features. Ability to upload content from your browser to your site. Ability to search content on the site using keywords. Additional features of modules and plugins. Many CMSs are provided free, open source. In this way, CMS is a special system that can be used to build and update websites. Let's take a look at the advantages and disadvantages of introducing a CMS. Benefits of introducing CMS. 1. Easy daily updates. As I mentioned earlier, the introduction of CMS makes it easier to create and update content. For example, if you want to add text to your home page, you would have to write it in HTML or CSS. But with a CMS you can easily insert text and images in the form of Microsoft Word. Therefore, if you have requested another company to update the work, you can complete the work in-house without knowledge of the website if you use CMS, so you can reduce the cost of outsourcing and speedily respond. 2. Work can be divided. For a homepage with a few pages, one person can handle everything from image arrangement to text creation and regular updates, but for a huge site with tens or hundreds of pages with various services, this is not the case. Therefore, if you use it, you can specify multiple access privileges and operators, so you can work efficiently for each role division. As a result, you are less likely to make fatal mistakes, such as accidentally changing parts that should not be changed and causing problems with the site. In this way, content can be distributed, campaign announcements, updates, etc. can be performed for each service section, which is efficient. 3. Can reduce operating costs. With the introduction of CMS, the renewal work that was outsourced can be done in-house, so the outsourcing cost can be reduced. In addition, even if the update work is performed in-house without using the CMS, the man-hours of designers and engineers can be reduced, which may lead to a reduction in labor costs. When creating a new site, CMS templates can save you a lot of money, because you don't have to start the design from scratch. 5. You can create a page with a fixed design. CMS has not only operational advantages, but also site design advantages. CMS has a design format, and you can easily create multiple pages with a fixed design simply by entering text or images in the input form. Even when creating a corporate site that tends to have a fixed format such as company profile, employment information, business content, etc., you can easily create a page by using the template provided by CMS. 6. SEO measures are also possible. SEO measures can also be done smoothly. Web pages are built on the CMS based on the HTML code recommended by the W3C, World Wide Web Consortium, *, and search engines give high marks to these sites and display the pages at the top. In other words, if you use CMS, not only people who do not have knowledge of HTML, but also people who have knowledge will automatically perform HTML coding, which makes it a little difficult to comply. Templates also make it easy to enter meta tags to help search engines find them. Disadvantages of introducing CMS. As I've introduced so far, CMS has many advantages. However, there are some disadvantages. 1. Initial setting takes time. No matter what CMS you install, you have to learn the basic operations to get the CMS working. To master templates and plugins, you need some knowledge and skills. You will have to work a little patience as you will learn the basic operations and acquire them. In addition, it may take some time to make the initial settings when incorporating the CMS, so it is not always possible to operate the site immediately with the CMS. 2. May cost monthly. There are free and paid CMS, but if you use a paid one, there is an installation cost. In addition, some CMSs have software purchase costs, system installation costs, and monthly usage fees. In such a case, it is necessary to convert the cost over a particularly long span, check whether the cost will be reduced by introducing CMS, and carefully measure the cost effectiveness. Please note that when creating a new site using CMS, it may be more expensive than normal site creation. 3. Don't forget to make a backup. The CMS is updated on the internet, not on the computer. Since the created content is uploaded to the web server as it is, old data does not remain on the computer and it changes to new content in real time. If there is something wrong with the updated data and you want to restore it, the data does not remain on your computer, so you will not be able to restore it unless you keep backup data. Therefore, you should make regular backups in case something goes wrong. 4. It takes time to transfer an existing site. Transferring an existing site or page to a CMS design site or page can be a hassle. This is a laborious and time-consuming task as the number of pages on the existing site increases, which increases the burden on the worker at the time of transfer. Points when introducing CMS. When introducing or transferring a CMS, it is necessary to properly consider whether it is better to keep the existing operating system or whether to introduce a CMS. 1. Clarify the purpose. First, let's clarify the purpose of the transfer. I want to update easily because the homepage is updated many times. I want to reduce daily operating costs. I want to make a site that can be easily updated to create a new homepage. As mentioned above, various purposes can be considered, but if this area is obscured, the efficient operation cannot be realized and the merit of introducing CMS disappears. For example, if you run a campaign frequently and create a new campaign page each time, the benefits of transferring to a CMS are diminished. This is because many CMS designs can only be made according to a fixed pattern. In many cases, it is better to change the position of catchphrases, images, etc., and the banner that guides you to purchase for each campaign page content. Therefore, let's introduce it after clarifying the purpose firmly. 2. Clarify updates. Next, find out what kind of content will be updated by CMS. Depending on the daily updates as in the previous campaign example, it may be better to create the page without introducing it. Therefore, let's first find out what kind of content will be updated and how it will be updated. It's also a good idea to know who updated it. You can streamline your day-to-day work by clearly deciding who will update what. 3. Check the server to use. Since CMS is installed and used on the server, choosing a server is also an important point. Some servers have a function called automatic installation, and CMS can be installed easily, and some servers do not work, so check the system requirements in advance. As you can see, there are various checkpoints before introducing a CMS. Please note that it may be a problem if you install a CMS just because it is easy to update. In conclusion, so far, we have introduced CMS. CMS has various functions, and it can be a big advantage depending on the purpose of use and internal resources. However, if the purpose is ambiguous or if it is introduced easily without any knowledge, extra man-hours and costs will increase, so consider carefully in advance.